Tennessee cannot get over the Georgia hurdle. Should we blame Josh Heupel's conservative approach? Welcome into the Voice of College Football. Appreciate you stopping by for the best in discussion, debate, and analysis. Please join me Monday through Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern, or post-game. Join me and everyone in the chat. Give me a call. Let's talk college football. Georgia survives Knoxville 44-41 in overtime, a familiar theme. Although during this Bulldog now 9-game winning streak, they had defeated the Vols by an average of over 19 points per game. This has been a Georgia series through and through. Tennessee is obviously elevated nationally and within the SEC under Josh Heupel, a much better program than they've been in years since going back to the 2005-2007 range under Philip Fulmer. But they have yet to take down Georgia since the Jawan Jennings Hail Mary, and they could have done it today, up 21-7 in the first quarter. But again, did Heupel get too conservative? Not necessarily known for that because he's an offensive guy, but we will cite some instances right here. Tennessee came out, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. First three drives, 75, 83 yards. Joey Aguilar, 13 for 13 to start the game. Then, to finish out the first half, punt, interception. Those were the 6 drives for the Vols in the first half when they put up 21 points. And keep in mind, Aguilar again, 13 for 13, and then 3 for 11 with an interception. And in this case, the stats don't lie concerning the former App State quarterback who did throw 14 interceptions last year. Not the season that he had in 2023. Aguilar, like the Tennessee offense, it went with him hot and cold. They did score 41 points, but man, they disappeared for stretches of this game and gave it back to the other team. Twice did Aguilar. Now, the second of the interceptions, his wide receiver, Braylon Staley, fell down coming out of his break, and so that one we cannot pin on Aguilar as is picked off by KJ Bolden. Georgia went to the running game to try to take back control of this game after the defense proved to be shredded there in the first quarter. And Kirby Smart said after the game, not pleased with the defensive effort. They hung in there. They did some good things at times, but usually when Tennessee faltered on offense, it was Aguilar that was the culprit. And again, the interception by KJ Bolden was turned into a touchdown drive on the Georgia side. 12 of 13 runs. They went to the running game. Despite the fine play of Gunnar Stockton, Georgia wanted to assert control physically with the offensive line, and they went up 24-21. If you want to see somebody consistently high point the football, then you turn to Chris Braswell. 6 catches, $177, and a few on this day that would prove decisive for the Vols. A jump ball against Daniel Harris downfield with only 7 seconds left in the third quarter as the Vols went back up 28-27 after their offense had been dormant for quite some time. The Tennessee lead was short-lived. Georgia comes right back on a 9-play, 69-yard drive to kick the field goal 30-28. Now we get to a key sequence where Heupel gets conservative when he could have stepped on the jugular. So Tennessee, once again, with a big play downfield to Staley, a bomb for a touchdown, 4 plays, 75 yards, 35-30 Tennessee at this point. Then we got the Vols defense stepping up, courtesy Joshua Josephs on the sack of Gunnar Stockton, forced the fumble picked up by Bryson Eason. Tennessee in prime position up 35-30 to take a 2-score lead in control of the game in the fourth quarter. But what did Tennessee do? They sat on the football. Get this. They've got a 5-point lead. They're in plus territory. They can go up 2 scores. What did they do on 3rd and 8? They ran the football. They didn't throw it at all. And I know Aguilar was inconsistent, but he also made some big plays downfield. He also threw for 371 yards and completed 67% of his passes. You got to trust the quarterback there, and you got to grab that 2-score lead. This is a team that knows how to win in Georgia. This is a coach who knows how to win. This is a program that knows how to win. This is the gold standard of college football over the last 5 or 6, 7 years. You got to kick them when they're down and grab the 2-score lead, not go into a shell. You were right there anyway, that if you incomplete the passes, you're still going to kick the field goal. But 4 plays, 4 yards, and Tennessee kicks the field goal to keep it a 1-score lead at 38-30. Maybe Heupel was relying on that 8-point lead with the 2-point conversion, of course, factored in. Here comes Georgia down 8 points. 9 plays, 75 yards, capped off by the Gunnar Stockton strike to London Humphreys for the touchdown from 28 yards out. And we're tied at 38. But Tennessee had the football. They had plenty of time. They milked the clock. They did almost everything perfectly. However, 14 plays for 50 yards. They were moving the ball down the field. But they got too conservative once again. This is, again, the theme. Football history, both at the collegiate level and the NFL level, even where the kickers are better, shows this time and time again that these coaches get too conservative when they get into plus territory and only need a field goal. They expect these field goal kickers to be automatic from 40, 45, 50 yards. Max Gilbert from 43 with the game on the line. 38 all, can win the game, send Rocky Top roaring. He misses. And if you look at the play-by-play and the calls that Josh Heupel made to set up the field goal, they didn't throw the ball at all. They went into a shell. They tried to set up the field goal. Yes, they had a penalty, but that has to be anticipated to a certain extent. They had a 5-yard penalty. Did that make the difference on the field goal? I do not believe. It was a near miss. But you got to get it closer to make it a near certainty, not rely on a guy that can hit the 43-yarder, no question, but it's a much more difficult kick under that kind of pressure to beat Georgia. So we go to overtime. Tennessee's offense was awful in overtime. They basically just missed it time and time again. Joey Aguilar missed the first down throw with a wide receiver wide open right in front of him. 24 for 36 for 371. Sounds good. It looks good. And there were big plays mixed in, but it was not consistent. And Aguilar and the offensive line bad in overtime. 3 and out. Gilbert does hit the field goal to make it 41-38, but then Georgia's got the football, and you got Nate Frazier running to the 4-yard line in the very first play of OT. The talented sophomore, 14 carries, 73 yards. Josh McCray, the big fullback from Illinois, 240 pounds, carries it into the end zone. Georgia wins 44-41. There you go. This is what these two programs are until further notice. Georgia, the champions of the SEC, until somebody knocks them off. They had a down year in 2024, still won the conference. Tennessee went to the playoff, but they're still looking for that marquee win under Josh Heupel. Keep in mind that Gunnar Stockton had never been on the road as the starting quarterback at Georgia in the SEC, and he gets that big win, 23 of 31, 304, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Nobody across the nation really believes in Gunnar Stockton being a top quarterback, but he took a major step on this day. Georgia, next up, Bama at home. Of course, they lost to the Tide last year by 1 point after taking that huge lead in the first half in Tuscaloosa, 29-28. For Tennessee, they've got a date to kind of fix things. UAB for Tennessee in Knoxville before they go on the road to take on Mississippi State. Not necessarily the light touch that it looked to be early in the season, as Mississippi State just knocked off Arizona State and had another huge victory today. Your thoughts about Tennessee and Georgia right here at the Voice of College Football. Keep in mind that we've got both a Tennessee and Georgia channels with weekly shows, so please join our guys on the Bulldogs and the Vols channels right here at the Voice of College Football and our show every night, 10 p.m. Eastern, for postgame.